guys, thanks for tuning in. And today's video is going to be all about the antlion. Okay, here's a couple things that we need to talk about first about the antlion. So the antlion has 3 stages of its life. Its egg stage, its larva stage, and its adult stage. So the first stage is an egg. The second stage is a larva. And its adult stage is just an adult. Okay, so the egg hatches, it comes out into a larva. And when it's a larva, what it does is it makes these holes, and they're kind of deep. Look, see? It's a hole. So what they do is they make these funnels. And whenever ants go by the tunnels, what happens is the larva at the bottom of the tunnel, it digs the hole. And eventually, the larva will notice this, and it'll flick up sand. As you can see, it's flicking up sand. It's right there. And what it does is it actually will flick up sand so it cannot escape. And then it bites it and drags it to its death. Forever and ever. Alright, so that was actually the first shoot. I'm glad that happened. So it eats it down there. It digests it underground. It's pretty intense. And in a second, I'll actually catch this one and show you exactly what it looks like. So one of the ways that I like to catch them is I just like to scoop up a bunch of sand. Now I know where it's at. It's right there. So all I have to do is scoop it up. So let me show you that. Yeah. So once I have it, right, I like to put it on something. And when I do that, I do it just like, oh God. When I'm doing it, it'll eventually come out, and it'll be pretty obvious when it does, unless you have a bunch of sticks in your hands. Then it makes it more difficult. But I can feel it in my hand right now, so I'm going to dump it out real quick. There it is. Alright. Oh, there's the ant that we tortured. Alright. This is the antlion. It has a very unique shape. It's such a unique animal, actually. Alright, just trying to get a good focus. Alright, so that's the antlion. And as you can see, it's a lot bigger than an ant, but it's still really small. Alright, so they have these mandibles, yeah, in the front of their head. And they can't harm you, but they can destroy an ant's soul. As you saw before, it dragged it to its death. And it sucks for the ant. So these guys are typically going to be in dry areas. Really dry areas, actually. And when it rains, their den is destroyed. But they can easily make another one. So that's good. And they're, again, a funnel shape. So whenever the ant falls into the funnel, it can never come out. Forever. And it flicks sand up so it trips up the ant so it can't escape. And after it's done eating it, it'll just restart a new hole depending on the size of the ant. Like if it's a big ant or something like that, because they have to restart a lot of times because it destroys their hole whenever they're flicking up the sand. So that's what they do for that. These guys, their adult stage, they will actually turn into like a dragonfly type of creature. And when it does turn into a dragonfly type thing, it has 4 wings, ranging from 8 centimeters to 16 centimeters long, like wingspan. Oh God, he's gonna escape. Oh, yeah, boy. Alright, so I typically find them around the dry parts of my house, because they like to be out of the wind, because, you know, whenever they're in the wind, right, it blows a bunch of sand into their hole, and they have to keep restarting, which is never fun. Ain't nobody want to restart. So they like to be up against things like trees and underneath stuff like that. But it's hard sometimes when they're underneath trees because the leaves will fall in the hole and ruin it too. So like a house is like perfect because they're out of the wind. It's nice and dry. They're underneath a little bit of an overhang, as you can see. But they're just so cool. I'm gonna actually show you guys like the diagram of their hole in a second. Okay, so now that you see kind of how their hole like looks and works, because it's kind of hard to see in the video. That's not my fault. It's your fault. Not really. But now that you kind of know a little bit about them, it makes it a lot easier to understand them and stuff. And again, these are antlions, so you guys don't get that confused. There's an ant hole. I'm a torturous person. Contact PETA. I don't care. I feel like this is kind of ironic, actually. What he'll do is he'll just dig into the hole. Into the sand, I mean. And when he digs into the sand, he'll probably end up starting a hole right here, so he'll be right next to the anthill, unless they find him. See, look, this is how they dig. Okay, he's obviously not digging, so I'm going to poke him with a leaf. What they do is they wiggle their abdomen up and down, and what it does is it flicks a little bit of sand up and stuff, and when it does that, he end up digging into the ground. Dig into the ground, boy. Yeah, boy. But as you can see, he's completely gone. It doesn't take much, actually, to bury him. So, that's a thing about him. So, this is a short video. It wasn't very long. I hope you guys enjoyed it, though. Gave you a little bit of a basic information about him. So, tune in next time for more.